Dating the popular girl was my biggest mistake. Everyone at school thought they knew the story already. I was the nerd, top of my class, always in the library. And she was the cheerleader everyone watched walk down the hallway like she owned it. What they didn't know was that we'd been secretly dating for 3 months. No hand holding in public, no sitting together. She said it would ruin her image. I told myself I didn't care because when it was just us, she was different, softer, vulnerable. She told me things she said she'd never told anyone else. I helped her with homework. She helped me feel seen. Then one day, a rumor started. People whispered that I was obsessed with her, that I followed her around, that I thought we were a thing when we weren't. I confronted her after practice. She laughed and said I was overreacting. Said cheerleaders deal with jealous people all the time. The next morning, I got called into the principal's office. They told me a student had reported me for making her uncomfortable, for crossing boundaries, for not understanding social cues. They didn't say her name. But when I walked out, I saw her standing in the hallway with her friends, crying into her hands while they hugged her like she was the victim. That afternoon, she blocked me on everything. No explanation, no goodbye, just gone. Weeks later, I found out she'd been telling people the whole time that I was helping her academically because I was desperate, that she was just being nice. I almost believed it until I checked my laptop and saw a folder I forgot I'd made. Screenshots, messages, voice notes, things she sent me first. And that's when I realized I had proof. But if I used it, I wouldn't just ruin her reputation. I'd ruin mine too. And the decision I made next is the one thing I've never told anyone. I didn't open the screenshots right away. For 2 days, I just stared at that folder, knowing that every message inside it could either clear my name or permanently brand me as that guy. The kind people whisper about but never ask questions. By Monday, the rumors had already done their damage. Friends stopped sitting next to me. Teachers started watching me differently, like I was a problem they hadn't dealt with yet. Even people who'd known me for years avoided eye contact. So I finally did it. I opened the folder. There were months of proof. Her texts asking to come over to study. Voice notes where she laughed about how fake everyone at school was. Messages where she told me she hated pretending we weren't together. A video she sent after a game, still in her uniform, saying she wished she could just be normal with me. I didn't cherry pick. I didn't edit. I didn't add commentary. I sent everything to my parents. That night was the first time I saw my dad cry out of anger instead of sadness. My mom didn't say much. She just kept shaking her head, scrolling, whispering, "This isn't okay." The next morning, we went to the school. Not quietly. The principal tried to keep it procedural. Said there was an ongoing investigation. Said names couldn't be mentioned. Said these situations were complex. Until my mom placed the phone on the desk and pressed play. The room went silent. Her voice filled the office, laughing, teasing, calling me her favorite secret, saying she wished people knew the real her. The counselor stopped taking notes. The principal asked for copies. That afternoon, her parents were called in. By the end of the week, the story changed. Not publicly, not loudly, but suddenly the whispers weren't about me anymore. People started asking questions they'd never bothered to ask before. Why would someone keep months of messages if nothing happened? Why would she delete everything on her end the same day she reported me? She didn't come to school on Friday. On Monday, she came back different. No cheer uniform, no group around her locker. Her friends still stood nearby, but there was distance now, like they weren't sure how close they were allowed to be. She never apologized. Instead, she told people she was confused and that things had gotten out of hand. She said she felt pressured by expectations. She said she didn't know how to say no, and people believed her, just not in the way she wanted. Because once the image cracked, it never fully repaired. Colleges stopped calling. She quit the team halfway through the season. Her friends slowly moved on, one by one, choosing distance over association. As for me, the school issued a statement. Not an apology, just a clarification. No wrongdoing found. Those 4 words didn't fix everything, but they stopped the bleeding. I didn't get my old life back. I got a quieter one. I learned who stayed, who asked questions instead of believing the first version they were handed. I learned that being right doesn't feel good when the cost is months of silence and self-doubt. Sometimes I still see her name pop up online, Different city, different smile, same comments underneath, still calling her perfect. I don't comment. I don't explain. Because the truth isn't loud. It doesn't trend. It doesn't cheer. But I know it, and so does she. And that's where the story actually ends. I didn't plan to blow everything up. I just snapped. After the school cleared my name, everyone expected me to be grateful and quiet. Like I should accept my life back in crumbs. Like the rumor disappearing meant the damage never happened. Meanwhile, she walked around untouched, still popular, still protected, still crying just enough to stay sympathetic. So I did the one thing everyone told me not to do. I stopped being nice. It started small. Someone made a joke in the hallway about me finally being allowed back near girls. I laughed, then said loud enough for everyone to hear, funny, considering she begged me to keep our relationship secret. Dead silence. By lunch, the rumor had flipped. People came to me instead of avoiding me, asking questions, comparing stories, remembering things they'd brushed off before, how she always deleted messages, how she panicked when phones were out, how she controlled the narrative everywhere she went. That afternoon, I posted. Not everything, just one screenshot. Her name, her words, her saying, "Don't ever tell anyone about us. It would ruin me." No commentary, no caption, just proof. The post exploded. She called me within minutes, screaming, crying, threatening, begging, saying I was destroying her life. I told her she already destroyed mine. Then I hung up. The next day, she didn't come to school. Her friends turned on each other immediately. Screenshots leaked. Group chats surfaced where they joked about me being easy to flip the story on. One of them tried to blame her. Another tried to blame me. Nobody agreed on anything anymore. Teachers got involved. Parents got involved. The administration panicked. The school begged me to take the post down. I didn't. By the end of the week, cheer practice was canceled. A second student came forward with a similar story. Then a third. Suddenly, it wasn't about me. It was about a pattern. Her parents pulled her out of school, quietly. No announcement, no goodbye post, just gone. College offers disappeared. Sponsors dropped her. Her socials went private, then dark. People whispered her name the same way they used to whisper mine. And me? I didn't become popular. I didn't become a hero. I became untouchable. No one joked around me anymore. No one tested me. People chose their words carefully. Some apologized. Some avoided me harder than before. Graduation came. Her seat was empty. When my name was called, the clapping was awkward and uneven. But it was there. I didn't look for her in the crowd. I didn't need to. After graduation, I deleted everything. Every screenshot, every post, every trace. Not because I forgave her, because I was done. Years later, I heard she tells people she was canceled unfairly, that she was young, that people misunderstood. Maybe that's her truth. Mine is simpler. I didn't ruin her life. I stopped letting her ruin mine. And when I chose chaos over silence, the chaos finally landed where it belonged. That's it. No mystery, no cliffhanger, just consequences.